Hello friends. Woods, as they're collectively called, although they're rarely made of wood anymore, are different from irons in that they're a much more bloated shape. And even this hybrid club, what's often called a rescue, lovely old one from TaylorMade, is reminiscent of the old golf clubs which were called long-nosed woods until the 18th century. Now, when I was repairing golf clubs as an apprentice, we would often have a weight on the back corner of the club face, right behind the ball, but on the back trailing edge. And the reason was because of the dynamics of a golf swing. That weight would pull down on the back trailing edge of the wood and actually add loft to the club and help lift. But there is a thought that helps to take full advantage of that. If you think of the club as a duck's foot landing on water, they don't land on their toes, they'd go beak first into the water. They land on their heels and skid to a halt. And it's very good policy with your fairway woods or hybrids to feel that what used to be that weight on the trailing edge of the club is actually the first thing that's going to hit the ground and almost skid as it goes through the ball. It's a notion that helps you to make better contact. I have seen Arnold Palmer hit a divot with a fairway wood, but it's generally not a good policy, and for the rest of us, I think the duck's foot is a better idea. Hello friends, the driver is arguably the most important club in the bag. Certainly Ben Hogan thought the driver, the wedge and the putter were collectively. And if you don't get that into play, then you're not going to be enjoying yourself. So the driver is teed up more than any other club in the bag. It's the first shot on each hole. And it has as little as 10 or fewer degrees of loft. So we need to make sure that it gets airborne. So we position the ball first on a tee, usually with about half the ball above the top of the club, and then also position it farther to the left in the stance. And that's worthy of a quick discussion. When you position the ball over by your left foot, the next thing you do is put the club by the ball. Well, you don't notice that your shoulders have now turned to the left. They're out of the field of view. As a consequence, your ball is actually too far back in the stance, and it's a down blow with the club trailing open. So it's very good policy with your driver. Yes, it's the same swing as an 8-iron in theory. Books love to say that. But to actually stand with your left shoulder an inch nearer the ball at address than you might with an 8-iron. And as a consequence, your tailbone, which is behind you, will be an inch nearer to your left heel. But don't let it put all your weight on that foot. That might be okay with the other clubs, but not with the driver. Even it out. As a consequence, you may not see the ball so well with your right eye, but I think you'll find that it's worth the trade. I talked yesterday about the benefit of hitting pitch and runs to become aware of the shape that your body adopts at address and whether indeed you're able to maintain it during the swing. Well, of course the pitch and run is that lower portion of a golf swing, but we're also curious to know if it would benefit us with the full swing, and the answer is absolutely. Where it's particularly important is at the very end of the backswing, when the arms and club are sort of colliding with the resistance of the body and you're already thinking down. And that's a very easy place for the body to change shape. And if you work with your practice swing up in the air, and then with the real shot to maintain the shape that you adopted at address, there's a benefit